Morning all. Today I am discussing about perceptual organization and our perceptual process. So already I am giving some introduction about this one in previous class. So now after having selectivity absorbed the data from the range of stimuli we are exposed to at any given time. So the data we are getting from the stimuli that at any given time that should be exposed. Okay, so we are ready to expose that data. That means what you are getting from the learning and experience, then you have to expose the data at any given time. Then while when it is a need, okay, so when there is a need, then where we then try to organize the perceptual inputs in such a manner that would facilitate us to extract meaning out of what we perceive. Okay, so then according that we have to organize the perceptual inputs. The we have to organize them. Sorry. So extract meaning out of what we perceive. So then we are extracting the meaning of what we have to perceive. Or in other hands, person's perceptual process organizes the incoming information into a meaningful whole. Okay. So what is the information is came from outside and what we are getting from the outside, then that should be in a meaningful form. Then while selection is a subjective process, organizing is a cognitive process. Okay, so selection, perceptual selection is subjective process. Okay, so organizing is cognitive process. So subjective process means it is based on some external factors, and this is purely based on the psychological factors, cognitive process. So how we organize the stimuli is primarily based on the following principles. So how we organize the stimuli, there is some principles are there. So first one is figure and ground. Okay, so first principle is figure and ground. So under this figure and ground, so figure and ground principle is generally considered to be the most basic form of perceptual organization. Okay, so figure and ground is a first principle for perceptual basic form of perceptual organization. This principle simply implies that the perceived object or person or event stands out distinct from its background and occupies the cognitive space of the individual. Okay, so this principle is generally implies that the perceived object or person or event stands out distinct from its background. Suppose, is there any difference in between previous one, what you have to what you have to learn or what you have to what you are experiencing, then that is distinct from this one to previous one. Then it form its background and occupies the cognitive space of the individual. Then it occupies the cognitive space of the individual. For example, as you read this page, you see white as a background and black as the letters or words to be read. So you do not try to understand what the white spaces amidst and the black letters could mean. So first you have to observe the diagrams. Okay, so these are the diagrams actually. So after that you have to see it. Okay, so right now then, okay, so likewise in the organization setting also, some people are more noticed or stand out than others. Okay, so in organization also the total employees or the total people are not in a single single category. So different people are there in organization setting. There is a different types of people are there, and they are stand for something, and their stands are different from one person to another. Then we have to notice what is the difference from one person to another person. That is also perception. Okay, that is also comes under perception. For example, an individual in the organization might try to focus his entire attention on his immediate supervisor. Okay, so for example, in an individual in the organization might try to focus his entire attention on his immediate supervisor. That means those suppose you are in control of some supervisor, you are always to focus on or attention on the supervisor, because he reports everything and you have to report everything to that supervisor, and also everything is monitored. What is your activities, all the activities are monitored by your supervisor. Then you pay attention on only your supervisor. Okay, then trying to be in his good books, completely ignoring his colleagues and how they feel about his behavior. Suppose trying to be in his good books, completely ignoring his colleagues and how they feel about his behavior. Suppose he is only focusing on some books, but he completely ignoring the colleagues and he don't talk any other person. Suppose is there any leisure or then is there any idle time, then he reads something. Okay, and he focusing on some other thing, but he is not interacting with your colleagues. So then automatically the colleagues are feeling about you. So he is not interacting with anyone, and also he is not mingle with anyone. Okay, so according to this principle, thus the perceiver tends to organize only the information which stands out the environment, which seems to be significant to the individual. Okay, so based on this principle, the perceiver tends to organize only the information which stands out the environment, which seems to be significant to the individual. So then he is focused on based completely, the perceiver is completely focusing on what information he is getting and what is the environment. So according to the environment, they are acting like this, then there is no problem at all. Otherwise, is there any difference? Then you have to identify the significance of the factor. Okay, so that's it. Then example. So for example, first you have to see the diagram. After that, you have to understand. Okay, so is any not okay? Wait for a minute. Okay, then you see this diagram. Okay, so these are the different, these are the images. So first you have to see, just you have to ignore the white spaces, that means white background. Then you have to only focus on the black things, okay, which are in the black color. So then anybody is observing from this diagrams, then you have to able to understand what it is. So this is the time you have to respond. So anybody, please respond. So what you have to understand from this diagram? From this diagram. Please respond. Anyone? At least 1 or 2%. Please respond. Otherwise, there is no use what I am showing. So just you have to see the screen. Then anybody is able to understand what it is. Then you have to give your response or answer. Okay. So nobody is responding. Then okay. Then so what is the meaning? So because you didn't understand what it is actually. Okay. So your perception, suppose in class right now there are some 30 members are there. Okay, so your 30 members perception is different from one person to another, because it doesn't have any meaning. Just I am giving only some symbols, some arrangements, okay, some blocks. So I am showing some blocks. Okay. So you are not able to understand what it is. Actually, what I suppose I am telling what it is, then you have to able to understand what it is. Okay. Otherwise, you are unable to understand what it is. Okay. So the perception of the people is different. So what it is, your perception is different, and another person's perception is different, and third person perception is different, and fourth person perception is different. Okay, so according to their assumption, they are feeling this is something. Okay, this one is like this, or this one, this one, this one. Okay, so then coming into the picture example, we pursue an irregular shape of black portion against the white portion. If we use the white portion around not within each of the upper figures and read the white portion within the each figure, we can get the word fly. Okay, so within the each figure, we have to find out the white space. So F, this space is F, and this space is L, and this white space is indicating Y. Okay, so all of you able to understand. So this white space, okay, 1 minute. So then the cursor is moving, then you have to able to see. So this is F. Okay, so like this F, and this space is L, and this space is indicating some Y. You have to combine like this, then fly. Okay, so just imagination. This is not a correct one or a wrong. So you didn't bother about this. Just in my perception. So the white spaces, then I'm assuming it is a fly. There is a letters fly. And next, similarly, if we close the white portion around not within each of the lower figures and read the white portion with each figure, we can get the word tie. Okay, so reverse, then similarly, if we close the white portion around not within, okay, not within, around space, that means not within. Suppose you are not filling these spaces. Okay, so around space, you have to fill the around space. Then it indicates T, this is I, and this is E. Okay, so you are only closing around spaces, not within spaces. Then it is treated as some E. So then tie. Okay, so combine both of them, then it is assumed as TIE watts. Okay, that is only assumption. Okay, so based on your assumption, you have to assume in the below diagram, then there is a fly and there is a tie, letters are there based on your assumption. Okay, so perception is different from one person to another person. So I am assuming there is a fly and there is a time, somebody is assuming there is some different letters or different assumption. So the perceiver perception is different from one to another. Okay, just what I am say, what I am trying to say, then the perception of the manager from one manager to another manager is different. And also in employee's view, suppose there is different perceptions are there in the organization, because everybody has their own perception, every employee has their own perception. That's why you have to set up the organization with all these different perception people, and you have to try to come together, and they are working unitedly, and to achieve the objectives of the organization in a successful manner. That's why you have to understand the different perceptions of the employees, the manager task is. Okay, so this example is related to this one, the topic. Okay, so we perceive an irregular shape against a white background at the first glance. If we closely observe the background and the white portion within the black background, we can observe the words fly and tie. Okay, so this example presents that perceptual selectivity will influence perceptual organization. So ultimately the perceptual selectivity is influencing the perceptual organization. Normally we find the black letters against the white background in the books, but it is opposite in figure because the letters are in white and black in the background. Suppose you have to assume reverse. So the black is white and also the remaining space is black. Then your table addition, that is the different one. Okay. Suppose what the in the previous one, the meaning of the previous one is, suppose these 4 blocks, suppose black color blocks are white color, then the remaining all are total black. Then you have the assumption is different. So there is a change. Okay. So the same picture is there, but you have to change the backgrounds. So black color will change it into white color, and the white color is background changed into black color. Then the perception is different. Okay. So like this. Then next one is perceptual grouping. So next one is perceptual grouping. Next principle is perceptual grouping. Under this perceptual grouping, grouping is the tendency to curb in individual stimuli into meaningful patterns. So the grouping is nothing but to convert the individual stimuli into the meaningful patterns. Okay, so you have to collect the individual perceptions of the all the people. Then you have to combine together and convert it into a meaningful patterns. Okay, so then for example, if we perceive objects or people with similar characteristics, we tend to group them together, and this organizing mechanism helps us to deal with information in an efficient way rather than getting bogged down and confused with so many details. Okay, so one minute. So for example, if we perceive objects or people with similar characteristics, suppose you are to assume the people are having the similar characteristics, and we tend to group them together. So those who are having the similar characteristics, similar personalities and attitudes, then you have to uh, uh, grouped to tend make them as a group, and this organizing mechanism help us to deal with information in an efficient way rather than getting bogged down and confused with so many details. Okay, so we are not confusing. So bogged means some to become stuck in mud or wet ground. Suppose you have to stuck on some place, that means you have to not coming into outside, then you are blocked in some place, that means you are blocked in some space, that means to become stuck. Okay, so you have to struck in some place, then struck down and confused with so many details. Okay, so when you are coming into, when you are framing a group, form a group, and also they are having the similar characteristics, then the organization is running in a smooth manner. Okay, and also helps to deal with information in an efficient way, and also you have to deal with the information in efficient way rather than getting bogged down and confused with so many details. So you need not worry about that, and you are not stuck anyway, and also you are not confused with so many details. So these both are removed with the use of the above mechanism. So this tendency of grouping is very basic in nature and largely seems to be inborn. Okay, so this tendency of grouping is very basic. This is very basic thing. So then this tendency is grouping is very basic in nature and largely seems to be inborn. So by birth you have to mingle with some other. Suppose the children are playing with children, and the teenagers are playing with teenagers and talk with teenagers, that means same age group. Okay, so what their attitudes and what their age group, then they are trying to mingle with that person. సో జనరల్గా అంటూ ఉంటాం కదా తెలుగులో, ఏ గూటు పక్షులు ఆ గూట్లోకి చేరతాయని చెప్పి, జస్ట్ లైక్ దట్. ఓకే, సో ద కామన్ టెండెన్సీ దే ఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ అండ్ ద కామన్ యాటిట్యూడ్ దట్ దే ఆర్ హ్యావింగ్, దే ఆర్ mingle with, and also they are come together and form as a group. Okay, so some of the factors underlying is grouping are, so some of the factors are there. First factor is similarity. So the principle of similarity states that the greater the similarity of the stimuli, the greater the tendency to perceive them as a common group. Okay. So the principle of similarity states that the greater the similarity. So there is a greater similarity in between the stimuli, the greater the tendency to perceive them as a common group. Then you have to combine with the combine them as a group. Okay, so you will treat as a group. That means their ideology is same, their assumption is same, their perception is same, and their attitude also same. Then they have to combine as a group, and they are working together. The principle of similarity is exemplified when objects of similar shape, size, or color tend to be grouped together. Suppose you combined the same group, those who are having the same shape, then you have to combine each of them. Then you have to put together in one place. Then also size and also color. Then you have to group together. Those are having similar colors, those are having similar size, those are having the similar shape. Then you have to combine each of them and group it together. For example, if all visitors to a plant are required to wear white hats while the supervisors wear blue hats, the worker can identify all the white hats as a group of visitors. Okay, so then it is also explained with the example. Suppose I am giving some general example. Suppose in college, all the students are wearing must wear uniform. So other than our students, suppose there is some meeting or some seminar are there. Suppose you are all sitting in a seminar hall, and also the some outsiders are there, some other college students are there, or outers are there. They don't wear the uniform. Suppose we are easily identifying those who are our college students and also outsiders. Then we are easily identifying with the uniform. Okay, just like this. Suppose in this example also, suppose a visitors are plant, the visitors are coming, then all the visitors are wear white hats. That means white hats. Then the supervisors are wearing blue hats. Then easily identifying white hat people are visitors and blue hats are supervisors. Okay, so then we are easily identifying. Then because this is similarity. Okay, so all the visitors are wear white hats and the supervisors are wear blue hats. Then we are easily identifying those who are. So the similarity is there. Then you have to group it. Okay, so with this group, then you have to divide as a group. Then you have to easily identify. Okay, so how we are identifying? With color. Okay, so white color hats and blue color hats. With color you have to group. Okay, grouped them. So another example is our general tendency to pursue minority and women employees as a single group. So minority and women employees as a single, that means women employees are all come into frame a group, and also minority people also frame a group. Then you have to easily identify, then you have to easily manage them. So women employees group and also minorities also another group. Okay, then next one is the proximity. So another example, another factor is in grouping, proximity. Okay, so then this is also explaining with some example. So proximity. So proximity means similarities. Okay, nearness in space or time or relationship. Okay, so proximity means in general meaning is similarities. Okay, that is also same thing. That means clear గా చెప్పాలంటే దీన్ని తెలుగులో సామీప్యత అంటారండి. సో అదే చెప్తున్నాడు, ఆర్ నియర్నెస్, క్లోజ్ టు దేర్. సో సంథింగ్ ఈజ్ క్లోజ్ టు అనదర్. So closely related to another. Okay, so the principle of proximity or nearness states that a group of stimuli that are close together, that means that is close together, that is very near to me. So there is only slight differences are there. My assumption is also same, and another person assumption also close together. That means nearby me. That means there is no big difference. There only slight differences are there. Major similarities are there. Okay, so major similarities are there. Only minor differences and major similarities are there. That is proximity. Not exactly, only some of the differences are there. The remaining all are same. So then that will be treated as proximity or nearness. Okay, so will be perceived as a whole pattern of a parts belonging together. Okay, so perceived as a whole pattern of parts belonging, that means they are all belonging together. So for example, several people working on a machine will be considered as a single group, so that if the productivity on that particular machine is low, suppose there are several people are working on the machine and will be considered as a single group, the total persons, those who are working on that machine, that will be treated as a single group. Then, so that if the productivity on that particular machine is low, suppose you have to observe the productivity of that particular machine is very low, then the entire group will be considered responsible, even though only some people in group may be inefficient. So then you have to consider the total entire group will be considered responsible for low rate of productivity. Okay, so because all the people are working on that machine, then the result is very low, then you have to treat it the total responsibility that the group has, the entire group will take the total responsibility for the low rate of the productivity. But actually only some of the people in that group may be inefficient. Okay, so there are 10 numbers are there, suppose the 10 people are working on that machine, only 2-3 people are inefficient and the remaining 7 people are efficient, but you will be treated all the people are responsible for that. So the following figure demonstrates the proximity principle. Then the 10 squares in the figure are seen as pairs of 2, 3, 2 or 3, 4 or 5, depending on their nearness to each other. Okay, so you will be treated as, suppose these are the blocks. Those who are having nearness, then there is a similarity in between these. Suppose some of the 2 groups are there, some of 3 groups are there, some are 5 groups are there. So these 5 blocks are similar, and these 3 blocks are similar, and these 2 blocks are similar, and these 5 blocks are similar, and these 4 blocks are similar, and these 4 blocks are similar. Just like that, we have to assumption, that means nearness. Okay, those who are come together, that is nearness. Okay, so that is the proximity. Then you have to assume the nearness objects are similar, either 2 or 3 or 4, depending upon the nearness. Okay, this is the proximity principle. Then closure. So closure is another important principle. So the closure principle of the principle of closure relates to the tendencies of the people to perceive objects as a whole. So the tendency of the people are perceived as a whole. That means everything is a whole, not any single thing. Okay, everything is treated as a whole. Okay, so the closure means that you have to close something. Okay, so then even when some parts of the objects are missing, suppose some of the parts are missing, then the Parsons perceptual process will close the gaps that are unfilled from seeing a sensory inputs. Then the person's perceptual process will close the gaps. What are the gaps are there? Then you have to fill the gaps and close that gaps that are unfilled from sensory input. So that are unfilled from sensory, that means what are the inputs came from the sensory organs, so then that are unfilled. Okay, that gaps are unfilled. Okay, then but you have to close that gaps. Okay, so then for example, in the following figure, the sections of the figures are not complete, but being familiar with the shapes, we tend to close the gaps and perceive it as a whole. Then you have to see this example. Suppose first you have to see the this images. Then there is a gaps. Okay, then you have to perceive. Then you have to combine each of them. Then that is completed. Then it is treated as a circle. Then this in triangle there is a unfilled gap. This is the gap. Then you have to try to fill this gap. Then it gives complete meaning. Then it is treated as triangle. Then it is square. Then there is unfilled gaps of 2. Then you have to fill this gap. Then this will be treated as a square. Okay, So speaking from the point of view of an organization, if a manager perceives a worker on the whole, so manager always perceives the workers, total workers are a whole, a hard worker, sincere, honest, and then even those who are sincere, those who are honest, then even if he behaves in a contradictory way sometimes, which is a kind of a gap, the manager will tend to ignore it because it does not fit in with the overall impression that he has about the worker. Suppose every worker, uh, every worker's perception and also every worker behavior and attitudes and work is different from one to another. So some are sincere, some are honest, and some are hardworking. So different types of people are there. So then you have to see the overall impression of the employee. So some of have some differences, some deficiencies or some problems. Then you have to fill with there is a gap. Then you have to fill with that gap. The manager fill with that gap. Then he takes the overall impression of the employee, not based on single things. So some mistakes, everybody has some done some mistakes. So don't you bother about that. That he has about the worker. Okay, so just like this. Then continuity. So continuity is the another principle. So continuity is closely related to closure, but there is a, so this is another part of the grouping. So continuity is closely related to closure, but there is a difference. Closure supplies missing stimuli, whereas the continuity principle says that a person will tend to pursue continuous lines of pattern. So that means closure supplies only missing stimuli. That means closure is filling where the missing stimuli, where what is the missing stimuli, then that will be supplied by the closure. So whereas the continuity principle says that a person will tend to perceive continuous lines of pattern. So the perception is continuous until and unless the gap is filled. Okay. So the continuity may lead to inflexible or non-creative thinking on the part of the organizational participants. Okay. But the problem is the continuity may lead to inflexible or non-creative thinking. Okay. So with uh, the effect of the continuity principle is inflexible and also non-creative thinking and also the part of the organizational participants. Only the obvious patterns or relationships will be perceived. Okay. So only obvious patterns or relationships will be perceived. Because of this type of perception, the inflexible managers may require that employers follow a set and step-by-step routine, leaving no ground for implementation of out of line innovative ideas. Okay. So because of this type of perception, that is inflexible managers may require that employers follow a set and step-by-step routine leaving. That means they are leaving because they are inflexible with managers. So because the manager is not mingle with the employees and he is not able to understand what is the perceptions of the employees, and the employees are leaving one by one, no ground for implementation of out of line innovative ideas because he is not implementing any innovative ideas, and he didn't much care about employees. Okay, then the routine living is there. Okay, so this is one problem. Then you have to control this one. Okay, so this is about different factors affecting perceptual grouping. Okay, right. Today I stopped over here.